It's because it's because I am a Jedi. It goes up to you. This is my Star Wars Jedi bathrobe. The other bathrobe I have, which is down here, is my Chewbacca bathrobe.
I spotted that one before.
Yeah, which is extremely comfortable. So,
but putting both of them on makes you realise why Jedi can't be Wookiees.
Anyway, so speaking of places where the taxi driver... Oh, my headphone port fell out. Delightful. How's everyone doing? Everyone say hi while I put my headphones again.
Loud.
You're a potato.
Right. Seamless beginning. Okay. Yes, we're back. We're going to play some Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Everyone hype? How's the hype levels? They good?
3
high. All right.
I'm at max hype.
Does anyone
train is 9
notes?
Has anyone seen your notes?
Would anyone like to see my session notes for last?
I would love to see your session notes for last time. Are they available?
Please, mine are incomprehensible.
I'm sure you're going to find them informative.
Alright, session 8. Earl ain't afraid of no ghost. 8 times gold bars, dead Zents, dead house guards. The fuck is going on? Asshole rogue Zent, asshole noblewoman, stole our necklace, had some artifact. Yeah, that's a good example of last week. I think that's good enough.
To be fair, I think all I got was Erstal Floxin equals evil pork crackling.
You know, it's a new year. We've all changed a bit since last time.
He was turned into a zombie, and then we had to stuff in a barrel, and everybody keeps knocking on our door.
Yes.
And then a load of the Zents got nicked because of the pork crackling boy, who we still have got to dispose of.
Well, no, you got him disposed of. In fact, I would like to start off, we'll say kind of on a newspaper spread. We see the Waterdeep Gazette, which as well as its expose on the sordid love lives and strange orgy parties of the nobility, which Errol handed in a couple of days ago. It's also running a story. Let's see, I think I even have a name for it in here. The Gralhund Villa Bloodbath, which is painting the Zentarum in a terrible light. And as you're reading over, it even mentions how, while arrested, because many Zentarums are being rounded up and arrested, when being arrested, some Zentarum were found with a mostly dead zombie in a barrel that they appeared to be trying to dispose of on a boat.
I genuinely thought we were all going to jail that day.
Without the proper Zentarum disposal, without the proper disposal of zombie paperwork, which is probably the main offense here. But yeah, Zentarum all over have been getting rounded up, have been getting nicked after the thing. So we start off in kind of a prison-like setting. We see just a dark room with a bright light being shone on a figure sitting at a desk, and all of you surrounding a halfling who's sitting there smiling, big like shiny halfling eyes, as he's come to interview for a job in your tavern.
Yeah.
So he looks around at the various of you and he's like, yeah, well, I just, I'm looking for a new vocation, a new career, and I heard your lovely alley, Trollskull Alley Tavern was opening up, and, well, I just thought I'd come and join y'all.
You know how to pour a pint light?
I sure do, as long as I got a stepladder.
How are you with kobolds?
Kobolds? Oh, they're great. I love them. They're even smaller than I am, which is, pretty rare.
Would you describe yourself as fireproof? What's your level of flammability?
Well, I
had
do
some issues with that recently.
Well, as a halfling, I do have above average dexterity, so, my ability to avoid fire damage is superior to most.
Alright.
And I'm less likely to critically fumble against them than most. I won't drop many glasses, I can tell you that.
Oh. No, very good. Alright, we'll give you an imaginary situation now. I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're going to tell me what you're going to do to fix it.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Bam. We're in the tavern. Myself, Errol, and Fluke have all just finished off a drinking contest, and we've all passed out drunk. During this time, so the patrons of the tavern have decided to whilst pretending to put ourselves in one of the booths, is started to have a little rummage in some of our pockets. What do you do when you're standing by the bar?
Right. Well, the first thing I do is I get one of the kobolds to go and fetch Brain, as he's the muscle. The next thing I do is I let them know it's happy hour, and they're going to get cheap drinks for the foreseeable future. Just long enough to keep them busy until Bryn comes along and breaks the kneecaps.
He's got a good mind on this one. I like it. I'm sold.
It's a real go-getter. The only other person working in the bar... the only other regular in the bar at the moment is the ghost of a dwarf. Are you okay with that? If you do a bad job, he'll possibly torment you.
When you say the ghost of a dwarf, a bottle of elvish wine shakes slightly. And then a bottle of human wine shakes slightly.
I don't think he was a dwarf.
Wait, wasn't it a dwarfenage?
No, it's before the dwarfenage. He was a bloke.
Oh, my notes are shit.
I
think it was after the dwarfenage.
That's
okay. Sorry, it's the ghost of a half elf apparently.
Yep, that's fine. I mean, we live in a fantasy setting with dragons and demons and stuff. Ghost's pretty minor.
Just whatever you do, don't antagonize him, alright?
I wouldn't dream of it.
We got a good thing going right now.
If you're stuck, it's a good idea to ask him. He knows most about bartending here, but he can't talk, so there'll be a little bit of figuring out in his clues.
Does he know how to make a long vodka? Because I don't know that yet.
Do you know how to make a long vodka?
Well, you just keep pouring it.
First of all, you need to be above.
That sounds good.
That's my kind of long vodka.
I mean, that is part of making a long vodka. It does contain quite a bit of booze sometimes. You see that glass begins to shake, and it's got some red liquid in it that coats the outside. The ice gets poured out. I don't know where you get ice from. There's probably just a big block that's delivered by a mage guild every day.
Rare Frost.
Rare Frost, yeah.
But you've still got to go for the correct guild channels, otherwise you get fined.
Ice guild.
Ice guild.
That would definitely be a thing. There would just be a group of minor mages who make use wall of ice a couple of times a day.
It's like the whole thing of The Simpsons of them mining ice and then them bringing it back terribly.
Also, one of my problems with the movie Frozen is they make a big deal out of this guy's job. He is put out of business by Elsa. There's no way his job is still secure. There's every reason to be kind of grumpy.
It's not just him. There's all the ice cutters at the start that sing that song. They're all fucked.
They're all fucked.
Yeah.
And
there was a really good.
Their community
It was
is
a good
collapsing.
song. Yeah.
Anyway,
Gentrified the whole area.
yeah.
Alright, bloke. Another interesting scenario.
Alright.
We've all been gone for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And you're having to run the tavern by yourself. Mm-hmm. You're starting to worry if you're going to get paid or not at the end of the month. But nevertheless, you're continuing on because you're good bloke. Excellent. At the end of the night on a Friday, all five of us walk in as skeletons. What do you do?
Well, I take the mace from underneath the bar because you should be vulnerable to bludgeoning damage. At which stage, I immediately ask you to identify yourselves, just in case it's some weird thing where you're also, sentient skeletons. That would be odd.
As soon as you wield the mace, we all get up and start going holy shit, no, and start miming out shit. What do you do then?
Oh, you don't have tongues anymore.
Yeah, we're just going...
It's difficult. It's a tough one. I get some pen and a paper, I put it in the middle of the room and I scatter back, and I ask you to write down stuff on it and explain yourselves. Also, how do you know it's you but skeletons? Are you still wearing your skeleton clothes?
We're wearing our clothes, but we're skeletons.
What if you're a horde of skeletons that, like, killed you and stole your clothes?
Who knows? You should have thought about that. Ooh!
Yeah, you're dead.
No, you're dead.
Just look for a cat-like skull. The odds of them having a cat skeleton is pretty unlikely. Or indeed a fish skeleton. Their fish bones are very different.
I like that. That was alright. It was a tough one.
A job or not?
Well,
What's your name?
I've got one more question.
Fluke.
Like, what are you doing now, or what have you been doing that makes you want to do this instead?
That's like a proper interviewing question. Well done, Fluke.
Let's see. Before this, I was unemployed, and now I'd like to be employed because I enjoy food and lodging.
Why wouldn't anyone employ you? Is it because you're evil?
Yes, I'm secretly a terrible werebeast.
Yeah, we've got to get rid of him.
And
do I believe him on his reasons?
Roll an insight check. Yeah, he seems fairly, like, genuine. He just wants a job. He just came by to get a job. He didn't realise there were all these weird adventurers.
Oh mate. Alright, one final test. Here. I walk over, and I get a small chair, and I put it in front of him. Sit in this chair.
He sits in the chair?
Oh no, guys.
Oh, wait, you want to see if he Rikers or not? I mean, he's smaller than the chair. Like...
Alright, I'll give you a hint. Not like that. Like this.
Oh! You see his big eyes grow even bigger. Oh my god. What is this, dex-based?
Yeah, well, what's the stat for
It's a charisma saving throw.
It's a charisma saving throw.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll give him... He's a charming little chap. I'll give him +1 in charisma.
Oh!
Not bad.
Yeah.
He has to kind of, like, leapfrog it. Because he's halfling, but he manages and lands in it. Like,
Alright. Well, that's me convinced anyway.
Yeah. What's your name, bloke? I forgot.
My name? My name is... Oh. Not Matthew user information, blah, 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 blah. Where did I copy that from? My name is Dasher. Dasher Snubbeedle.
I look at everybody else. Dasher.
What's the name of the mushroom guy who runs the opposing pub?
Emmerich Froome.
That's it. Do you know this person?
Emmerich Froome? No, can't say I do. Does he have
I believe him?
Roll an insight check. Very suspicious kitty person.
This is the big one, just to make sure it's not a saboteur.
Yeah.
Alright. Let me roll on my super secret sheets here. Ooh. 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 You think he's heard? You think he might have recognized the name? There wasn't like a sudden like. He didn't have like the look of confusion you'd expect with a completely unheard of name.
Did he tense up?
No.
Nice.
Did his buttocks clench?
I mean, you didn't have a finger in there, so you're not sure.
That's poor foresight there. Should have prepared.
Clearly, we have never conducted interviews before.
I mean, that's how my interviews went, so...
That's how you tell if someone's lying, that's a new lie detector test method.
But I don't get the feeling that they're lying as such.
I now know what my next cantrip is. Thank you, guys.
Mage hand. Ah!
Alright, well.
So I got the job.
Sounds like it.
Hooray!
Congratulations. Now to celebrate, pour us a pint.
You got it! And he has to jump up on the bar and begins pouring some pints.
Alright, this will be the final step. Test this.
He pours perfect. Should I roll? Should I roll to see how good the pints he pours are? Let's give him a D20 plus 1. He pours slightly above average pints.
Alright, we can work on this.
Yeah.
Not bad for a bit much head. They maybe picked the wrong glass for one of them, but they're alright.
I would like to sneak down to the basement if I get a chance, just kind of casually wander away and ask the kobolds to keep an eye on him when we're not there.
You got it, boss.
Because something has set off Brainy's little bit of paranoia.
You got it, boss.
If you want, you can take over my character for a while in Bunions and Flagons. Might be out for a while.
Right. So a bit of time passes, about a week. During this time, I know you have your nimble right detector. So I imagine some of you are going out during the day, trying to track down this nimble right. But rather than go for it all, you spend a little time doing that as we get closer and closer to the grand opening of your pub. What do you have a name for your pub, or is it just Troll Skull Manor?
I was going to get to this. Do you want to call it something else, or what was the?
Else.
I don't know. What was the original name of the pub that by Ghosty called it?
I think no one really remembers. I think it was just called like Troll Skull Tavern or something similar like that.
All right, guys, we need to commune with the ghost so we can know its true name, and that's why I call it that. It would be unlucky.
The ghost writes that some wine spills on the bar, and the ghost writes in the bar wine. I don't really care.
What if we call it something like the haunting?
Can we call it the shrugging troll? Just a troll going like. Ben, if he doesn't care,
that's a legit like pub sounding name. I gotta
How
say,
about-
It is.
Troll.
How about the incinerated gnome?
I think that gives the wrong atmosphere.
it's not very like anybody friendly. That really.
What?
Besides, if we want to personalise it to our party, it'll be the incinerated drow.
The incinerated everyone.
The burning hands.
I would object to that, but I can't.
The burning hands!
Hey.
Alright, guys, the intellect devourer.
Yes. No, we are the burning pans. Yeah, that's the party name.
I like the idea of the intellect devourer, and your like little picture is just a picture of a mind flayer like downing a pint.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I quite like the shrugging troll. I'm gonna pitch the shrugging troll. Anyone else? And people will be like, "Oh, do you want to go to the troll for a couple?" That's what it would be.
And then they'd shrug, and that would mean a yes in this situation.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
I like that we haven't had much troll dealings.
I mean,
So
the first
far.
thing you faced was a troll, but other than that, no.
Was it?
Yeah. It was the very first thing. It came out in the Yawning Portal.
Oh yeah.
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 Forgot about that.
I mean, I'm trying to think of things specific to our party, and I'm coming up with the dung barrel.
I don't think that sounds the right message.
The zombie barrel.
Just
That's actually worse.
Let's not draw that attention to ourselves.
spiritual speckless saloon.
Spectral specialist.
I quite like the Spectral Saloon, actually.
The Spectral Saloon.
Actual saloon.
Oh, I like that. It's appropriate.
So, shrugging troll or spectral saloon.
Spectral saloon does sound a bit upper class stuff.
You're in a pretty
Oh,
upper
in
class
that class
neighborhood.
area.
True.
Makes sense. We literally have a ghost.
Mm.
Oh yeah, we can make that our gimmick. They come down to the bar, hang out with a ghost.
Come to the bar. Don't see our ghost.
How the fuck do you spell saloon? There we go. Got it. Alright, you don't have to make a decision right now. I'll ask you when you open it. But Spectral Saloon and Struggling Troll are both good.
We'll
Bird
say
Hand
between
is pretty
sessions.
good. Well, you're going to be opening soon, so...
Oh, true, yeah.
Opening is coming up. Right. So, a bit of time goes by. Some of you popping out to have a look around for the Nimble Right, during the day. Some of you doing other little bits and bobs. Maybe, some little adventures are had. Maybe Brian does a bit of deep sea diving in search of some treasures. Maybe Errol does some gigs, that sort of thing. During this, you hear more and more about Zents being rounded up, being taken in, and the like. And it's after about 2 or 3 days. Brynny, you're out and about on an errand. What errand are you running today?
What kind of errand am I on? I am looking to buy milk for the bar.
Looking for buy milk for okay.
Yeah.
So you're talking with the guard, the Guild of Milkers or something about getting milk for the bar. They're giving some sort of business tax reasoning or whatever. And while you're doing that, you feel an armored hand tap you on the shoulder. Dunk, dunk, dunk.
I quickly turn around.
Alright, you turn around. A group of 4 guards are standing behind you. And they look you up and down and go, "You're Brynny, right?"
Yes.
Right.
I haven't met you before.
Nope, you have not, sir. Coming with us, though. And they, put rough hands on your shoulders and begin to lead you away.
Can I try to dodge the rough hands on my shoulders?
If you want to. At the moment, they're just sort of, they know you by name and they're going to try and grab you and take you away. But if you want to resist, you can.
I would like to try to dodge, but not like in a I'm running away or resisting, just in a sort of a back off and kind of go, why are you grabbing at me sort of way.
Alright. Roll an acrobatics or athletics check for me. 20. Very good. There's multiple of them, so I'll give them advantage. They reach out for you, but you scamper back a few steps. They're like, hey, none of that now. Come on. If you've done nothing wrong, you've nothing to worry about and all that.
Yeah, well, the last thing I want is to lead these guys back to the bar, so I guess I'll go with them.
Alright. So they take you along, and they bundle you in the back of a wagon, like one of their police wagons. And the wagon takes off, and you're clapped away. Alright, so Brynny's out of the campaign. She goes to jail, and that's it for her. Kevin, if you could roll up a new character, that would be great.
2 seconds.
Don't ask him soon, you'll do it.
Brynny, you are taken to a station, one of the many watch stations around the place. They don't really give you any more explanation, and if you ask for it, they just tell you to wait, and it'll all be made clear at the station. Those are good stats, man.
Yeah.
They slit Brynny's throat, and play with those stats. By the way, you've had a long rest, everyone, because time is
thank
passing.
God! I just realised I'm dying.
But you're taken away, and they bundle you into the back of one of these stations. And I actually have a little map I can use. Yeah. And I'm
going to go out on a limb and guess they have taken my sword, daggers.
You know what? They haven't. They've not taken your sword. They've not taken your daggers. Nothing like that. They bundle you into the back of this car and they take you to the station. They close doors behind you and then they take you out. And you realize, tensely, there's a way I can. You know what? I'll just take everyone because no one wants to stare at nothingness. I think I'll need to go via. I'll go via Gralhund Manor because it's very far away. So, the rest of you are probably just going to stare at blackness because you can't see his eyes.
Darkness.
Also,
I made a sign, guys. It's in the chat.
I hate it.
All right.
Jesus.
That's fucking terrifying.
So yeah, you are bundled through. You are led into what is clearly the cell block of a prison. They march you through past other guards. And yeah, you can see over here there are a bunch of cell doors. And from one of them, a gruff voice shouts out, "Who's that pretty kitty cat? She coming in here with me?"
So I still have my weapons, right?
Yes, you do. But before coming to the cell block, they stop at this door here, and they go right in there.
Okay.
All right, and you head inside. All right, I will.
Guess so. Better I start stabbing people.
All right, yeah. Head on in. You might actually be able to walk through the door because I don't think the damn lighting's set up properly on these normally.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, good, a padded room.
All right.
No.
Head on to a padded room. No.
Wow.
I'll describe it to you in a second. Oh no, it's not. I slightly misspelt the character I was looking for. You head on inside, and you find you are in what appears to be the prison showers. It's got like drainage systems on the floor and prison walls, and sitting, kind of drying off his hair, shirtless and wearing like clearly like prison trousers, is Davil Starsong, the Zentarum, who looks up and goes, "Ah, Brynny, you're here. Good. I hope they weren't too rough with you. Wasn't any easier way of getting a meeting with you at the moment."
Wait, you got the guards to come and get me?
Yes. It seemed the most efficient way.
That, I guess, very strange and worrying, but at the same time, sorry you got arrested.
Oh, it's alright. I'll be out pretty soon, I think. They don't really have any reason to hold me apart from my known associations, and being a Zentarum isn't illegal, despite everything that happened.
Can anyone else hear us here?
No, I made sure of it. No one else. This isn't technically shower time. I just paid the guards a little money so I could get some privacy with you without being in the middle of a bunch of guards or convict types.
I do wish it wasn't a shower. This is very strange.
He looks around and is like, I'll put a shirt on, that might help. And he
Please.
goes over, gets his shirt, puts it on. It's like a horrible, like, grey prison shirt. It looks dead itchy. Not his normal, like, fabulous bard clothing. But anyway, sorry for all the cloak and dagger, but I thought we should have a conversation before I get released. And I felt this was the best way of doing it. Roll an insight check for me, Brynny. 16? Alright, he's not really trying to hide it. Part of, it's partially when I have a meeting with you, it's also a little bit of like a, hey look, I'm in prison, but my power is not that diluted. Like, I'm still in charge, I'm just being forced to take a bit of a holiday. You know what I mean? It's like,
fair enough.
But I wanted to have a talk with you. You were asking about Zentarum magic users recently, correct?
Yes, and I flip out my little notebook to remind myself what I know. Yeah, it's, I made a few inquiries. I was going to ask you about it at some point. Did you learn something?
Well, just some curiosities have come to mind. Urtzel Floxin was working for a section of the Zentarum I wasn't aware of. I'd never heard of him personally. Although inquiring into him a little bit, he is a member of the Zentarums, normally working from outside of my jurisdiction. He was killed with a very powerful magical spell.
Okay, yeah, we saw that. It was terrifying.
Yes, the Finger of Death spell. I've seen it a couple of times. Nasty business.
We didn't see what caused it. He just suddenly died. It was...
Yes. Quite disturbing. There aren't many spellcasters who can cast that spell let alone cast it from complete obscurity so easily. What it tells me is whoever Erzulfloxen was working for either has access to a very powerful spellcaster who killed him, or is a very powerful spellcaster who did it themselves.
I think this has something to do with the death of my master. He doesn't seem to have been killed by a magic user like this, but I don't know.
He was looking into them, wasn't he?
Yes.
Just something to consider. Now, I've looked into it. The only people who knew that Erzulfloxen was there was your friends, the Gralhunds, and the people I sent to escort him away. Which informs me that there may be a traitor amongst the Zhentarim. I wanted to make you aware of this so that you could keep a close eye on those who had been at the event itself. I believe that Erzulfloxen was murdered so that he couldn't be forced to divulge the identity of his employer. It is likely that somebody, either the Gralhunds or somebody within our organization, informed his employer of that he was being taken into custody, and they killed him on your doorstep so that he could not be pointed towards by his man.
Do you think it was one of the men who was escorting him away?
Could have been. I don't like to think so. I've known Schemo a very long time. And Yagra has always been steadfast. The other thugs I've checked into thoroughly. A couple of them no longer work for us. And some others have been arrested, and we're keeping a close eye on them. It also could, but apart from Yagra, the only people who knew were the thugs who were there in Schemo, so I'd keep an eye on all of those. Like I said, it could be the Gralhunds, but I have no real way of checking into that.
And can Schemo cast that spell? Not saying he did, I'm just keeping all avenues open.
Schemo is a powerful spellcaster in his own right, and he looks thoughtful. It's like, I have never seen him cast a spell of that circle before in our time together. But he's had a few years to train since we were part of the Doom Raiders together. Maybe? But from what I understand, he was visible during the whole event and cast no spell. If it had been him, you would have seen him cast it.
I've heard of sorcerers who can cast spells and not be seen to do so.
That is true, but Schemo is a mage.
What are the Doom Raiders?
Roll a charisma saving throw for me. This is just to see how much he kind of likes you and would divulge to you.
That's not good. I'm shit at those.
Oh, he smiles and he thinks about it for a second. And he's like, I'll tell you what. I'll maybe tell you. What's your renown with the group?
It's either +2 or +3. +2 with the Zhentarim.
+2 with the Zhentarim. I'll tell you what. Once I'm out of here, if you keep doing good work for the Zhentarim, I'll share some old war stories with you.
That seems fair. Do we need to do anything around getting you out? We haven't been arrested.
Oh, I should.
Or is it all just?
I should be out in a few weeks. It's just a little frustrating to be stuck in here. But don't worry about it. It's not my first time in prison.
Have you any other advice for keeping an eye out for your traitor? Potential traitor?
Looks thoughtful. It's like, no, not really. I would normally just clean house in such a circumstance, but Schemo and Yagra have been very useful, and I'm not entirely certain it's our own organization. I also just wanted to point you in the direction, as I know you have been curious about spellcasters amongst the Zhentarim, and to maybe let you know that it's probably not from within my house. It's a separate arm of our large organization.
Okay. Thank you, I guess. I'll go over it with the others and we'll see what we do next.
Good. Unless you have any more questions, you want me to call the guards?
Nothing comes to mind. I'll see you when you get out, though.
Excellent.
By the way, the guy in the cell directly around the corner is really rude. And I direct to which cell. It would be a shame if, something bad happened to him. Saying.
He looks at you and says, in all seriousness, how bad?
Not that bad. Just enough that he maybe is nicer to strangers in future.
He nods and checking his character sheet. What cantrips do you have? No, you don't have the one I wanted. Okay. Alright, and he goes to the door. He opens the door. And, right. Guards, Brynny is ready to leave. Thank you for your help. The money shall be transferred to your pension fund, as you asked. And he looks at the guy and he's like, "Hey, kitty cat." And Devlin goes, "You there. Your penis is so small that halflings consider you short." And the guy makes a wisdom save and then grasps his head like, "Ah! What? No!" And he just stands there and viciously mocks him for a few minutes. Until the individual in question just viciously mocks him over and over again until he falls unconscious. It's like, I think the last thing he says, the last insult is just, "Be more polite to women." And then he wanders off. It's like, until next time, Brynny.
Thank you, Devlin. See you when you get out. Be safe.
You too.
I just whichever guard I moved away from. I want to be like, sorry for giving you trouble. Thanks for bringing me and stuff.
Yeah. The guard takes your arm and tries to make it look very official when he leads you outside. And Devlin goes over and lets himself back into his cell. He just opens the door and goes inside and then locks it with his own set of keys. And yeah, you are the carriage takes you all the way back to Trollskull Manor.
Oh, that's...
They drop you off at your house.
In Gralhund Manor along the way.
Yeah. Oh, you don't live here? Sorry. Keep going.
Oh, this is where you kill all the folk. Oh, right.
Oh, sorry. I knew it was in the case notes for some reason. Yeah, and you are dropped off back home.
Okay, I fill everyone in on everything.
All right, so you share with everyone.
I keep no secrets, and I even tell them about the bizarre end result.
Right. Okay. So the party is drawing closer still. Preparation. The building is mostly repaired and renovated by this stage. They're doing the final touches, like getting you some nice custom furniture. They've done the downstairs. They're just kind of doing the upstairs now, doing your rooms up. With any flourishes that you want, they're making sure everything looks to your likings. They might charge you extra if you want a bathtub the size of a small building, but other than that, they're making the rooms as you'd like. However, a few days before it's time for the opening, a flying snake flies in through one of the windows with a little message attached. It lands, it looks around, kind of hisses. Who would be the one to sort of see the snake and take the message from it?
I'm not touching it.
I've got a great reputation with animals.
Does a snake breathe underwater?
It's a flying snake, not a water snake.
No interest.
I will roll an animal handling check with advantage because it's a trained animal. You take the little note off it. The note reads, I would like to know more about what happened at Gralhund Manor. If you can spare the time, meet me at a long fantasy named statue in the City of the Dead at high sun tomorrow. You'll be paid generously for your time and trouble. And it's signed Istrid Horn.
Who's that?
Roll. Been around for a little while. Roll a history check for me.
Alright.
No idea.
Pleb, I don't care. There's money involved. Does anybody know anyone called Istrid Horn? Because this feels like a rather janky situation. The City of the Dead's like the catacombs, graveyard.
Yeah, it's the necropolis of the city.
Yeah.
But so you aware, it's not like spooky Evil Dead necropolis. It's actually Kelimvorn, who is the god of the dead, is not like an evil bones god. He is more of like a, respect your fathers, and like death is a natural, peaceful thing kind of god. So it's more like a nice park almost.
Okay. Well, you can see that's something to do with that fortune that we heard about from Lady Gralhund. It's a pretty sweet hoard that she was talking about.
Well, from the way the message came in, presumably it's another Zent.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Do we want anything to do with them anymore? I mean, they're all getting locked up.
I mean, we're doing good work with them.
Helpful. We got other contacts as well, but mostly useful for money and a bit of information we can get from other places too.
We could send one person to talk, and the rest of us could keep a kind of a stealthy distance, and then we know we can get that person out and run away if it's something bad.
It does kind of scream trap a little.
High afternoon, middle of the city. No, doesn't seem too suspicious. Probably just heard rumours about what was going on there. This might be another cell of Zents, wondering what the hell was going on with this one. Same way, Devlin didn't really know what was going on with whatever the hell his name was again.
Urtzel Floxen.
Urtzel Floxen.
The artist formerly known as Urtzel Floxen.
The zombie formerly known as.
Well, what do you say? We gonna go along with this?
I mean, I'm not a fan of High Noon.
Yeah.
It's
noon.
What if she's like secretly a reporter, and she's gonna be all like, oh, I think these people are involved, and she's gonna be like, they murdered everyone, and get us in trouble.
I mean, does anyone know who this person is?
No.
I know of it. Probably another cell leader.
Yeah.
Do any of us know? Sorry? Oh yeah.
If anyone thinks if their character is particularly plugged into the city itself, and you think like justifiably you might know about a denizen of the city, you could roll a history check. I would definitely say an urchin like Fluke might know.
Would they have anything to do with the Docks District?
12, you're not really sure. The name does ring like a slight bell. Not really about the Dock District. Well,
that's fine.
No, probably not.
That's cool.
Earl, it might have some connection to your like line of work and general way of life.
I'll give it a... I'll throw a Tides of Chaos at it, why not?
Good call.
Well, yes, you have heard of Istrid Horn. She is a moneylender. She runs a somewhat shady money lending business. She's a dwarf. Also, you know that she has some connections to the Zentarum. the water branch of the Zentarum that you're kind of used to dealing with.
I'll relay that. So,
Alright,
Just like a tweak when you think about it.
I've got a feeling that she's probably where the Greyhunds got the money to do all the things they've been doing recently from, and she probably wants to know what's going on.
could be.
It seems if she wants to know, we should probably let her find out from Davlin.
Well, why? If she's going to pay us for it, we could always just...
I mean, if she's very sort of powerful person, getting her good books immediately is probably a decent thing to do. If she's with the Zents, I don't think she's probably wanting to murder and kill us.
Well, I don't know. I guess we did have some sense trying to murder and kill us the other night.
Though it was rather obvious we were there, and this might be sort of the Greyhunds trying to get a bit of vengeance, maybe, for what happened. I don't know, or making sure there's no more loose threads, as you would say, to whatever went down there.
Yeah, Erwin, you know, she's the sort of a woman who won't take no for an answer. This might be the friendly side of the reach out she's going to be doing. Might not want to see what happens afterwards.
Well, she's a moneylender.
Yeah.
Which means she'll have knee breakers on staff.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got
We got a lot of knees here.
Yes.
Your attempt to end Tom's sentence did not go right.
We've got 10 knees. 10 whole knees, guys.
If you include the kobolds, it's so many knees.
Yeah, I mean, just hired another pair as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure if
a pair
it
of
does
very
count.
fragile halfling knees.
I don't know.
Knees everywhere.
I mean, if she's...
This was just sent to the tavern as well. It wasn't addressed to anybody.
No, it was just sent to the tavern. Wasn't really addressed to any of you, but the snake seemed to be looking like it wasn't looking for one of you in particular, but it seemed like this is where I'm supposed to be. You are the people I'm supposed to give this to, you know.
I don't know if we should even really be seen with someone who's a Zent right now.
Well, I think the trouble is we've already been seen with them beforehand.
Yeah.
Well, I
That's the
mean,
thing.
you
They
know,
know-
you
we
guys
know we-
have.
Oh, yeah, fair point, but
I think if we don't show up, it's just going to be worse for us.
I think what Brady said about Devlin's current accommodation, more so than incarceration, is kind of a way to sort of highlight that they're still decent people to be to have as allies potentially.
Okay.
Well, I say I wish we'd show up. One person goes talk, the rest of us just kind of hang back. Why backup? Try to keep it casual as possible.
Shall we tell this snake to bugger off, and then we'll decide what we're gonna tell her or not?
I will go behind the bar and I'll like throw it around the kitchen. I'll find like a bit of meat. I'll give it to the snack. Give him a little snack. Lovely. Is he like looking at me like he's waiting for a message to send back?
No, not really. He just he's waiting for someone to open a window to let it out, but just
Yeah, I'll open a window.
Oh yeah, go on.
yeah. As soon as you do that, it's the message delivered. It just like flitters off, like flitter.
If all windows are closed, how's it get in?
It was
Exactly.
more just waiting for you to be like, cool, we're done with you, and it can leave.
Ethereal snake.
Yeah. Cheers, snack.
So how much should we tell this person?
I think that's more of a thing we really need to decide when we meet them.
Well, I think we should probably have an idea first.
Well,
An idea of what we don't want.
maybe they want to know about this supposed stockpile of riches or whatever, what have you.
Well, we don't know anything about that.
Maybe if they're to do with the Zents, they want to know about what the Zents were doing there and why the fuck they did what they did. potentially. Maybe her contacts have been imprisoned and she's in the dark in the moment about what's occurring. She's just known to be having links with the Zents, not just the Zent herself. So maybe she might be in the dark and wanting to know what's happening. Also, though we didn't really go in, we went in some sort of disguise, but not a massive one. Kind of alarming that she needed to come to us directly after that. Mm.
I'm tempted to advance time to tomorrow. I think you'll get a better idea once you meet her and stuff. And if you want, you can sort of say, all right, we decided this.
Yeah, I say we'll go meet her, just try and keep it casual.
All right. So you have a night's rest, sleep.
Yeah, if Luke doesn't want to come home, we understand.
I'll go and hang back because I'm always paranoid you guys are getting guts spilled out.
There's something I want to ask before the day shoots ahead. Two things Brittany is interested in. She'd love to try to get more of a relationship with the Blackstaffs going.
Okay.
And she's wondering if there's anywhere in the town that would casually sell magic items.
That's a good question.
Casually, no, but this is Waterdeep. Magic items would be accessible. I haven't, I didn't expect that question, so I haven't got a good idea of how to buy them. What would you be looking for? Imagine it'd be like kind of a version of the downtime rules from Xanathar's I'd probably end up using. So it would be a bit of investigating around and stuff.
On a simple level, I'd love to just have a magical rapier for those ghostly moments when our sorcerer might not suddenly blow up all three enemies. But beyond that, just practical items that might come in handy.
Bag of holding.
A bag of holding would be nice. Just useful things. I'm not looking for anything in particular, but things that might give me an edge, say when I'm hiding, sneaking, investigating, searching, kind of thing.
This won't be the Slayer's Take, where everyone gets exactly what they want all the time, or used to anyway. But this is Waterdeep. It is the center of a very magical world, where magic items are a thing. They're normally accessible mostly by the rich. Like, it's more of a thing where you'd have to go to, like, a particular auctioneer and he might have something for you. Rather than here's the magic store, magic is us, and you go in. So, if you... I will for next game have a think about it and try and come up with some way of looking into that side of things.
And look, if there's no system for it and stuff, I'm not demanding one, I'm just wondering what...
I'm saying that because I think it makes... normally I would be like, no magic items. But this being Waterdeep, I think this is a setting in which it makes a lot of sense. So I'm making a note here, magic item access. So your character will be able
searching, we would generally get an idea of what our price range is as well.
It will be expensive. It will be in the thousands to large hundreds of gold. So
you got like 400 each or so at the moment.
Yeah. We probably have to we all club together for something that's really awesome for the party.
Because even relatively minor potions come up to like 200 and like 400 gold. So it will be pretty expensive, but it's something I will look into, and you can spend downtime to track down. Just pay Vincent Trench to go look for it. That'll probably be the simplest thing. And it means I get to play Vincent Trench more. All right, and as for the Blackstaff, on any of your days off, you could go visit her. Like, she made it kind of clear last time you saw her, you're welcome to come back. So if you want to, on your downtime days off, you could be like, I go visit the Blackstaff.
Okay.
Fluke would definitely go with you. She loved that place.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll do a scene there before we advance to the party, which is basically after this like little City of the Dead bit. So the next day you go to the City of the Dead, and we're kind of in like fantasy autumn, so it's pretty cold and windy. But even despite that, people kind of like you've got couples taking walks through the necropolis together, people visiting family graves. I know that might sound weird to people, but that's straight up what people do in Glasgow necropolis. So. People visiting graves. There's Kellimberites out and about, like, tending to things. there isn't like a taboo atmosphere to this City of the Dead. Agarion's statue is a well-known landmark in the city parkland cemetery. A tall marble structure of a bearded, robed wizard stands atop a concrete step, facing west towards the skyline of Waterdeep, his hands outstretched and a broad smile on his face. At the foot of the statue stands a female dwarf clad in plate mail, and it being a fairly well-known landmark, there are people within visual distance. She's clearly deliberately picked this space so that it's kind of like a safe public space to meet.
Alright.
And you've kind of spotted her because she's kind of came early, so you've noticed her before she's noticed you. I think she's just leaning against the statue. There's a big war hammer next to her, and she's eating a sandwich.
I would like to look for obvious cronies.
All right, roll a insight check for me. You don't see any cronies about.
Who's doing the talking here?
Not me. I'm worryingly honest.
I guess we need to find out what she...
Well, I'm better at the kind of standing nearby and looking and posing types of things.
I vote Harold or Arrow.
Yeah, I think one of you two.
Alright.
Both of you together.
Or both of you, yeah.
Right, all mates, go on.
Yeah, let's go together.
Yeah.
You know what?
I offer my arm.
I am eager to see maybe Errol do the smoozing, because a lot of the time it's Errol at the moment. So I'm just curious to see what Errol's version of smoozing and dealing is.
You take the lead on this one, man.
Sure.
I will watch avidly for any changes to expression when you say things.
I'll stay within 60 feet of you.
Within healing shout distance.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't imagine why.
So Earl and Harold make their way over. The rest of you kind of keep a respectful distance. You make your way over. It's kind of chilly, so you're maybe kind of got your shoulders up against the cold as you go over. And she turns and notices you coming, and looks around for somewhere to put down her sandwich, and quickly stuffs it all in her mouth. Does that quick chew thing. You come over, and I've got an art handout for her. She looks like an absolute badass.
Suspense now.
Wait, no, that's the character sheet.
And now I have expectations.
Yep.
They're building every second.
Oh no.
She's a character sheet. Roll initiative.
Roll initiative, that's what that means.
It has stats. We can kill it.
We can kill it.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you come over, and she looks
She
at
is
you.
badass.
She kind of nods at you as you approach and goes, I take it you're Earl and you're Harold, yes?
I think you got that right.
Davlin told me about you both. Said you, mostly said you burnt to death and had been resurrected, but since then have been doing some work for us, yes?
It was a minor inconvenience.
Good. I am Istrid Horn. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Now,
So,
I understand. Firstly, since you have came and I promised you some reward for that, she reaches into a pocket and pulls out a pouch and holds it out.
I take it.
You take it? Yeah, it doesn't feel very heavy, but it's a pouch nonetheless. She looks at you and goes,
Free pouch, nice.
So she smiles at you, kind of. It's a smile that doesn't really reach the eyes. It's like a business smile, you know what I mean? So, what happened at the Gralhund Villa? Because all of my people are getting picked up off these streets, and it is somewhat frustrating, and I am getting a little tense that I might be next.
Well, were you at all mixed in with that, what was it? Uxil Floxim chap?
No. Who is Uxil Fluxin?
Well, we're not quite clear on the picture ourselves.
Who was? He's more of an accurate.
Yes, he's now a dead guy in a barrel.
He was the barrel zombie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was...
You heard about that?
That did not go well.
Also, quickly, she looks pretty fucking badass. Does she look like she could cast the magics, or
Roll
is she more smash the face?
Insight or
Top of
perception
that.
check.
They're both the same. Let's do a trusty insight.
I will give you
check.
different information depending on the one you roll.
I'll do an insight.
That's how I generally run these things. Insight.
Ow.
Ah, she looks like a pussycat. You think it's all show.
Meow.
Gotta look tough. Probably just had the money to buy the armor, you know.
Well, as to what happened in the manor, we're not entirely sure. We know that
Some of my boys say that you were there. That you...
we might have been. Well,
I think you would know if you were or if you weren't.
this is true.
I'm a dwarf. I like straight talk. I know that your kind are not favourable for such things, but give it to me direct.
Fine. That Uxil boy was trying to kill everyone else in the manor. And he had a load of underlings in the process of doing that. His underlings didn't win. And the house guard got rid of them, and they called in the guard.
Just the house guard? Did you have any part in it?
We may have had a small part.
She chuckles. Well, it's made quite the mess. A bunch of dead Zentarum inside of a noble's house, a bunch of dead servants killed by Zentarum, and the guards aren't proving particularly adept at telling the difference between us local Zentarum and these outsiders. So people are getting picked up all over the place, and I'm concerned for my business.
Where are these outsiders from? Do you have any
I
idea?
have no idea. The first I heard about it was all of this. I'm not really involved in the information gathering part of things. I'm just the money. I wouldn't really be telling you this, but you've had a good reputation with Davlin. He speaks highly of you.
That's nice.
Can I hear all this?
You have fancy cat ears, so roll a perception check for me.
Meow.
Just wondering, do I believe her when she says she's just the money, that's all she's...
Perception check with... Yeah, you can hear her. Now also roll an insight check. Alright.
I'm kind of assuming she's more than just money.
She believes she's just the money. When she
Okay,
says that,
don't respond.
it's almost like she's like, I want that to be true. I'm just the money. I don't really have any dealing with the rest of it. That's just my part of this. I'm money.
Okay.
So she's like, look, things are getting a little tense. I can't have the guards picking me up right now. I've got too much going on. I was hoping to ask you and your friends for a favour.
We might be able to do that, might not.
Good response.
We work as a group.
I need somewhere to lay low for 10 days. I was hoping to hide out in your tavern.
The tavern's rather full at the moment, I'm afraid. There's not a lot of space for a hideout.
There's always room in my room.
Roll
Persuasion check. Come on.
roll a deception check.
Deception check. I'm not lying.
Flirting is always a deception check because you're putting your best bits forwards and keeping your
Alright,
best bits hidden.
it's one of my best things.
She gives you a look up and down and kind of goes, you look a little flimsy, but we'll see how the 10-day goes.
That is a fair description of myself.
Well,
I can say
all it is a 10-day. lay low. I'll help out in your tavern, and to keep up appearances.
Can you pull a pint?
I'm a dwarf, and
I didn't want the stereotype.
Fair. 40 platinum if you agree to let me lay low for 10 days.
Money sounds good, but we'd need to discuss it with the rest of us.
I assume that is the people lurking exactly 60 feet away.
They're very unsubtly just staring and flexing every now and again.
Really clearly, listening.
Yeah, I've got my hand ready to cast.
Errol, roll an insight check.
Sure.
Her ability to measure 60 feet exactly at a glance tells you she is a spellcaster.
Do her eyes light up when she see how closely the three of us are standing together?
Do we look guilty to her?
Yeah.
Let me check her. Let me check something real quick. But you're too far away to really. I will say yes, but with apprehension.
Interesting. Would you
It is
be
not the
trying
look
to...
of a sorcerer who sees that and goes, yes.
Right. Would you still be trying to run your business from the bar?
No, I've got other people doing that right now. I just don't want to be nearby if certain things come to light. I'd like to
You're
be
just
separate.
wanting to lay low.
Just wanting to lay down 10 days. 10 days work. Not even work. I'll just be in the building. And 40 platinum pieces for your time. It would be a shame if I was picked up and had to interrogated by the guards as well.
I'm sure it would, and I'm sure that you wouldn't be able to pass a great deal of information on. But let's I'll just discuss it with my colleagues.
Of course. I'll be over here, exactly 60 feet away.
Okay, so...
Should we tell her there were guards in our house interrogating us last night, and that also someone exploded, or someone set off a fireball directly outside?
That would be a couple of nights ago now, with both of those things. One of them would be almost a 10-day ago now, but she's probably aware of the explosion at least.
I'm just thinking, if she thinks hiding in our manor is a good idea, I don't trust her judgment enough to stay hidden.
Well, I guess we'd have that spare room up in the attic across from Errol. You could clear it out there, she could set up in it. You get food and drink delivered here, so she don't need to go out for any reason. Well, it seems pretty easy money to me.
I do like the money. I'm just thinking that there may be some objections.
And when's our opening again? Pretty soon, isn't it?
A couple of days.
Less than 10?
Less than 10. She'll be there for the day, definitely.
Oh. Well, she's alright with a bit of noise for a party.
She says she'll help out with serving drinks.
I mean, if she just wants to stay at the tavern as well, that's like, we're just trying out having it be a tavern people stay at.
True, we can...
It's like, it doesn't have to come back to us.
It's a really good rate for our, tavern rooms.
You don't have any tavern rooms, you just have your own bedrooms.
I know, but we'll find a bed somewhere.
Harold's already tried that.
No.
I mean, I'd offer her my room, but I don't like it already.
I think we do have a spare room that's not being used. Because Bruni moved into a
You might do.
study library.
Yeah.
With the basket.
Yeah.
We need to mark which room's which at some stage.
Where's that storage room opposite mine?
Oh yeah, I spent most of the time in the bath anyway, so...
It's a big house. You wouldn't have trouble finding a place for her to sleep without it being, inconvenient.
Yep.
Okay, I'm not hearing a great deal of objections here.
Yeah, seems win-win to me.
I think it was Fluke, mostly. I'd have I'd have been concerned might be against it, so she doesn't mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think she seems like a knob, but, you know, that's what we expected. And this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be, oh, can you just go and do this weird thing, like break my people out, or thing. If she just wants to stay at the tavern, that's just staying at the tavern, isn't it?
Does mean that she'll be able to spy on us.
Now we can spy on her. And keep an eye on her for a while.
Do we ever see anything that interesting?
Yeah, well, pretty boring anyway. Plus, we got plenty of kobolds to keep an eye on her.
Will she be alright with the kobold?
I don't think there's any
she kills our kobolds, I'm not going to be happy.
If she kills our kobolds, we kill her.
Yeah. Okay. Deal.
That's agreed.
Instantly.
They are precious and must be protected.
She goes in a barrel.
Oh God.
That's a thing now.
Oh, I'm going to have to learn animating dead just to make it a thing. Right, I'll go back over to Istrid.
Alright.
Okay, we don't seem to have any major objections.
Excellent, excellent. Alright, let's head to your tavern. I could use a pint.
Just one quick thing before we go over. You may already know that we have in place some bolts on the staff. Is there going to be any issues?
It is your establishment. Your choice of employees is your own.
They're very reliable.
And a new halfling.
Wherever I am sleeping, please keep them out of there.
Yeah. You'll be a long way away from them. Don't worry.
Okay. That is fine then. And she wanders over and joins the rest of the group and goes, "Greetings, I am Istrid Horn. It is a pleasure to meet you." Looks you all over, kind of nods at Brynny.
Fair dinkum, mate.
Looks at Fluke and smiles. And Fluke, do you wear your holy symbol very obviously, or?
Nah, it's just a penny in my pocket.
Oh, it's just a penny in your pocket. Okay. Smiles at you all and is like, "Right, let's head off." And you return to Gralhund Manor. When you arrive, she takes out a disguise kit, gets out of her armor, puts on a bonnet, attaches a big old fake Santa Claus-esque beard, and goes, "From now on, until the end of this 10-day, you may all refer to me as..." There's an actual name given, so I want to use the right one. "Until the end of this 10-day, please refer to me as..."
Till the Hun?
No, hiding it. Jorn. "I'm Jorn from now on, and I'll be working in your here tavern and making sure that nothing goes awry."
Well, you're still welcome to stay in my room, John. Wink.
Gives you something to hold on to, doesn't it?
I will not like her. I will not like her. I will not like her.
I take out my disguise kit. Is her disguise even sort of believable? Because I want to put a few finishing touches on it.
Yeah, you can touch it up if you want. I don't think she'd take it. It doesn't give me a DC for the disguise kit or anything. It just says she uses the disguise kit to make herself up to be a male dwarf called Jorn. If Ashley is willing to perform chores around the place when she settles in.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. So yeah, you now have another roommate called Jorn, who is a dark-skinned dwarf with a big white beard.
Yeah.
Excellent.
What? Yeah, it's properly staffed now.
Could I pull Brian aside? Be like,
What?
"Brian,
Yeah?
next time you have a chat with little Ghosty,
Yeah.
ask him to keep an eye on George.
Oh, I'll give it a go. It's
You guys get on great now, don't you?"
Yeah, definitely. I'll stop screaming. That's a
Exactly,
start.
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I'm strangely proud of that. But I'll see what I can do. we kind of have this boundaries set up now. You don't, you don't stand in the middle of a room at night and then scream at me while I'm asleep, and I don't scream whenever he does little things around the house. You've got no screaming pact going on. It's quite nice.
Sounds like a good balance.
Life is all about setting boundaries, and I think we're good for a while.
Cool.
Okay.
So you asked the ghost to keep an eye on her?
They've got the kobolds watching the halfling, the ghost watching the dwarf.
Straight rock, paper, scissors things.
Who's watching us?
I like how you have a dwarf and a halfling staying, and you ask the monster and the undead to keep an eye on them. They're the ones you trust.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fair.
One of our party is a drow, but clearly we have...
You know, in my world, kobolds are always just going to be nice.
Hey,
They're
what's wrong with drow?
sweethearts.
Yeah. All right.
There's nothing
Their
wrong with drow.
self-interest is good in an adorable way.
Rumour and...
So, the next day, maybe a day before the party is going to take place, Fluke and Brynny, you're not on Nimblewright hunting duty. Do you want to go visit the Blackstaff?
Yeah, if I got free time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a bit of free time today. You can go visit the Blackstaff, absolutely. All right, so you guys take off to visit the Blackstaff. Is anyone else going along with?
Can I come? I was missing last
yeah,
time
you've
at the
not been.
Blackstaff Tower.
Oh,
Well,
that's
I
so
was there,
cool.
but I was really hungover, or paying much attention. So yeah, I'd like to go.
Yeah, you
Mine's
can
going to go down to docks. He didn't like the portals.
That's fair. All right, so Harold, Fluke, and Brynny head off to Blackstaff Darrell. Earl avoids the hated sun for the day, and probably... Actually, Earl, you're on Nimblewright duty today, then. You're going around town with your umbrella in one hand, Nimblewright detector in the other,
Tiny
and getting a
umbrella.
lot of funny looks.
Alright, I'll go with Errol then.
I got a long bikini mono on today.
Okay. Brynny, before you leave, Jorn, Istra Horn, takes you aside. Just like puts a hand on your shoulder and takes you aside and goes, Brian, my good man, so I've been doing a little bit of looking around the house and the like, and I've noticed your ghostly issues.
I won't call it an issue, yeah. It doesn't bother me. It's...
Are you sure about that? Look, if not, I could deal with it for you.
Well, what do you mean?
Quick cast of a spell and gone for good. Unless it passes a wisdom saving throw, in which case I got to try 2 more times and take a short rest.
To be honest, you said that to me about a week ago. I'd probably take it up in you in a snap, but I think we come to an arrangement, to be honest. Not as bad as I thought he'd be.
Well,
Or her, I don't know. Sorry for gendering you, Ghost. I'm not quite sure what you were.
so who the fuck knows? Well, the offer's there if you change your mind, if you need to get rid of it. Pat you on the shoulder.
Thanks, but things seem to be... my opinions are shifting a bit.
It's interesting to see you grow as a person, Brian. But if you need me to destroy its soul and send it back to hell, I can do that for you in an instant.
Well, I'll definitely keep it in mind, but
All right.
I'll admit, a ghostly one pours a fairly good pint.
Fair play. You know what? She's not getting in my way, so that's fine by me. And she takes a bite of her sandwich and wanders off to do whatever she's doing in the building.
Yeah. And Errol and Brian both take out their umbrellas for the sun and go outside. Him to avoid light, me to avoid moisture. From drying out.
All right, you guys head off. Brynny, Harold and Fluke, you head to none other than Blackstaff Tower, which I always have trouble finding on the map. There it is.
It's in the middle, isn't
Near
it?
the Fount of Knowledge in the Hall of Justice. You guys head off to Blackstaff's Tower, a big, monolithic black tower that sticks up above the cliffs above the water. And you arrive. It's surrounded by a perimeter sort of fence. And sitting at that around at the kind of door to that fence as normal, a different shouldn't from last time, but there's a different kind of interchangeable, early 20s bookish-looking sort, who's mostly focused on his thesis, but occasionally checking people as they come in. What is your renown with Blackstaff Tower?
Just the one for climbing that mountain.
Yeah, I think so.
Just the one for climbing the mountain?
Oh yeah, Fluke nearly died on that mountain.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes.
They don't recognise you at a glance, but
I have 0, if that's any note.
'cause you missed that mission.
Yeah.
And I think that's somewhat fair to keep it that way for now. I don't think she knows you very well yet, Harold.
I've met her, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It was a fleeting visit, though.
But yeah, you guys come in. So when you do say your names and stuff, apart from Harold, you're all on... Actually, even Harold would be on the list because he was technically... No, wait, you weren't there. I think that's the thing. You got teleported out of the building and they found you in an alley somewhere or something. So apart from Harold, you're all on the list, so they let you inside. So Harold,
yeah,
when you
Harold was
approach-
on shit duty.
Yes, you were protecting the
Oh,
yeah.
We brought the other guy instead, Pretty Boy.
You brought Floon, yes.
Yes.
So when you enter, Harold, what you do is you look around. You can see there's this big black tower sticking up out of the ground, and it's kind of surrounded by grounds and buildings. Almost looks like a university. What's the term? Square or courtyard or something. There's people like coming from one building to another. They're moving around. There's people out in the sun, sort of discussing and chatting. I think nearby there's like a young wizard being taken through the steps of a particularly complicated spell by a more senior wizard. You also see
Wizards playing hacky sack.
there's some wizards playing hacky sack. You can see
Ultimate Frisbee.
You can see some smoking weed behind the bike sheds. You also notice a tall adventuring-looking sort, like a big guy with a shaggy blonde hair and a blonde beard with a big axe, wandering through. He's covered in blood and carrying a sack of gold and whistling happily like he's just completed a good day's work. And that kind of thing. This place definitely seems like kind of an active hub of activity. But you have no idea where to go. No one gave you any instructions of where to go. All they said, and Fluke and Brynny seemed to understand, was it's like, yep, you know what to do.
Harold, which is your favourite door?
The doors to a lady's bedroom.
The back door.
My favourite door is the back door. Wink. You sure?
Okay, we start trying to head around the back of a building.
Alright, you wander
Okay.
all the way around the tower until you come to what appears to be like some servant entrances in the back.
You picked the boring door.
What?
This
This is uncomfortable for everyone involved.
Go ahead then, you pick the door, seems fair.
Use the rear entrance.
Suddenly.
If he hesitates, I push him through the door.
I'm suddenly very
Brynny
scared.
shoves you at the door and you grab the handle and push it open. What time would you have gone in the day?
Is this the same evening that we met Joanna?
No, I think it's the day after.
Probably first thing then, I guess.
First thing? Alright, so about like before noon, after kind of early morning, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. So you get pushed through the door, Harold. The door opens, not into like the servants' quarters, but instead opens into a sort of cozy breakfast nook looking part of the building.
Ooh.
Like, it's... it opens this kind of like little dining space. Not like a full-on dinner lounge, but there's a little table, there's some comfy sofas, that kind of thing. And you see, eating brunch, clearly, because it's Eggs Benedict, and that's brunch food, are Floon Blagmar, the fellow that you saved from the intellect devourers, and Vajra, and I need to get her picture because I don't think you really know her that well yet.
I think I've seen it.
You've seen her, but
she's very fancy looking.
She is very fancy looking.
There
Has
she
some
is,
pretty
yeah.
cool fan art, so it's always worth bringing up. Fan art,
cool.
actual art. You see her, this kind of in her early 30s, dark-skinned woman, very nicely sort of dressed, but dressed like to actually do things, like adventurely dressed character. Although maybe like a little more casually dressed than the last time you saw her, like she maybe wasn't expecting visitors. And she's sitting across from Floon, and they're like sharing some delicious brunch. Perhaps Floon's having some brunch wine, which before 12 wine, it's fine.
Right.
And she's got her big like black staff, but it's like across the table in front of her, like kind of just like she just stuck it there, basically. And she blinks and looks over at the door where you've just like stumbled through because you got pushed through.
Where'd the door go? Where'd the door go? Pushing him behind him.
You also come through. And Floon like looks at her and goes, "I thought you turned that off for the meal." And he's like, I must have forgot. Sorry." She stands up a little awkwardly and goes, "I didn't expect any company. Hello, yes. Good to see you, Brynny and Fluke. I didn't actually expect to see you again. It's been so long." And
my name is Harold. Pleasure to meet you, Lady Vajra. I've heard many a tale of your exploits.
Harold,
I'll give a polite bow.
She smiles, kind of like a knowing smile, and goes, "Harold, I've heard of you. Vajra Sharif. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.
I am the Blackstaff of Blackstaff Tower. I believe last time I was to meet you, you were busy dealing with the Dung Sweepers Guild. Is that correct?"
Yeah, we drew sticks to see who had duty that day, and I kind of got the short one.
It's
unfortunately.
All right. Trust me, someone always has to do the shit work. A lot of the time it's me, so I completely understand. You all know Floon, and like Floon waves from where he's sitting and then takes another mouthful of Eggs Benedict.
Sorry for suddenly coming in. Now that I stop and think about it, I should probably have sent a message and asked.
It's alright, I should have... One second. And she goes over to the door, and she like mutters something and pulls the door handle out. And you can see it's like a shining platinum door handle, and then she just puts a normal brass one in its place. And goes, "Alright, we shouldn't be interrupted. I should have done that earlier."
Also, Brenny, you should have let me knock before you pushed me through. That was a bit rude.
Awkwardly, the knocks don't make it through the temporal space. They always get lost somewhere in the astral plane.
Oh, okay. We're
Bit of a pain in the ass.
wizard stuff.
Yeah, she opens the door again, and you can see it actually leads into a kitchen. And she closes it.
Sorry about that, Harold. It was a notion, and I'm told being impulsive is a common thing amongst Tabaxi.
If you weren't impulsive, you wouldn't be an adventurer, Brynny.
Also, kind of why I'm here instead of sending a message.
Well, just saying, that was fun, good joke and all, but I didn't know you were shoving me into the room with the one and only black staff of the city, so...
Vajra is fine.
Yeah.
I'm the one and only black staff, but the black staff doesn't seem to agree with me.
Does the staff tell you that?
He just smiles, and Floon goes, Don't bother. She says strange things like that all the time, and then just does that annoying little smile that says that she's having a joke at your expense."
I suppose while I am here, I was really intrigued by the stuff you said you do around here last time we met.
Yes, the Grey Hand and the work we do.
Yes, we climbed that mountain. Fluke nearly died.
Yeah, but it was a hell of a day.
I'm sorry about that. I forget not everyone can fly.
Oh my god, you can fly?
Well, I suppose you did almost die. And she picks up her staff and like gently bumps you on the noggin with it. Boom. And you raise a few inches off the ground.
Oh, I just start flying around the room.
Yeah. It's not a very
It's full
big room.
Peter Pan.
It's not a very big room, so she like wanders over
Thud.
opens up a window. She just wanders over and opens up a window. Like
Great. I'll be flying in and out, and
it lasts an hour. It lasts an hour. But you know, I suppose I don't need to concentrate on anything else. It's fine.
oh, thank you. You're the coolest.
It's true. I am.
Near the city walls, they power up the ballistas.
Power up.
Oh no, the urchins can fly now.
He flies through the air and finds a griffin rider and asks it for some spare change. So, did you come back for a reason or just to visit?
I guess just a visit.
Floon was telling me you're having the grand opening of your pub in a few days.
Well, I suppose it's another.
He keeps trying to convince me to come along for it.
Well, I was going to say when we were finished talking if you wanted to. There's a lot of colourful characters coming.
Oh? Anyone I might know?
Well, Floon, he's got red hair, so he's very colourful. Some of the younger lordlings from around the district, but along with that, lots of the locals from around us. There's some very lovely people from there. I don't think anybody else too high and mighty. We're trying to keep this as more of a, despite the surroundings, is more of a place for the people, and you seem very down to earth, and it'd be nice to see you there.
You would think I'm down to earth, but your friend Fluke just flew out of a 30th story window, so maybe not that down to earth.
You know what I mean. Yeah. Be nice to see someone like you.
Is Rainier Neverember going?
Yeah, we're mates with him. He'll probably be there.
He is a cute young man. I might go along for him. And Floon, like, rolls his eyes. It's like, oh, alright. I'll make my way along.
Aw, pet.
She gets no, actually, she would fucking disintegrate you for that. But, I
don't know, pet as in, like, saying pet, as nans do.
It was a Welsh. Well, now that you're here, I mean, I'd actually started to give up hope of seeing you again. I thought you weren't interested in the Grey Hands, but I do have a job.
Ooh.
Fly back in.
If you're interested, that is.
Sure, is it cool?
I don't know, you tell me. A young bronze dragon has taken up residence in Deepwater
It's cool.
Harbour. It's startled a few sailors recently, but it hasn't hurt anyone. I need someone to talk to the dragon and learn its intentions. I understand your friend Brian is an underwater sort. I was hoping with his expertise, he might be able to talk to the dragon and see what it's doing there. I don't think it's dangerous. I've never had trouble with bronze dragons in the past. But I need someone to make sure, at least get it to stop scaring the sailors.
Oh,
Yeah,
if it
they're
can talk.
usually quite chill.
Yeah, if it can talk underwater, Brian wants to talk to it. I guarantee.
I mean, it can talk in general, but, you know... I'm sure
Don't
that
spoil the
We need to give him something. He keeps on trying to... He keeps on trying to talk to spiders because he says that they can go underwater or something. It's just weird.
I saw once.
He does seem quite committed to his aquatic gimmick.
I think he misses it. I think he
He saw a cat get kicked into the canal, then tried to talk to it afterwards because he saw it swim and other things. It's
Is
just a
that
bit
why
weird.
he has that poster of Jason Momoa?
Yeah, he's quite keen on the bloke.
To be fair, everyone has that same poster.
Yeah.
Yes, well, if you can help me with that, that'd be great. How many of you is there normally? 6? 5?
There's usually 5 of us.
5 of you. All right.
Yeah.
And, well, one of you already breathes water, but I don't know. I have tons of them lying around, whatever. And she goes off, and, like, give me a minute, and she gets her, like, weird, like... Actually, that's for inside her. So she's give me a minute, and she leaves the room. Like, she wanders outside, and you can hear her, like, talking with some folk. And you're left kind of with Floon and his brunch. Fluke, you're still flying.
Yep. I'm sort of like hovering in the air now with my like legs crossed like I'm a genie.
Nice. So Floon smiles at you all, and it's like, so, all prepared for your party and all that? Good stuff.
Yeah, tavern's pretty much up and running. Got most of the band seems to be knowing what it's doing now at the moment. It's going good. Guest invited. Need to order a few things for very special occasions still, but yeah, that's all needs to do.
I'm looking forward to it. It's turning into quite the soiree. I understand it's both an opening and a special birthday party.
Yeah, it's
I should say Lady Esvela Rosnar has been talking up a storm.
Yeah, she says she'd like a celebration without the confines of the usual rigor of what is expected from a lady, if you get my drift. So it's
that does sound like her, trust me.
So Master Floon, though I do know you're in the company of the wonderful that stuff, there's going to be lots of very happy and wild young ladies who have not been that happy and wild before. So great fun. We'll see how it goes.
I look forward to it. I'm there with Vajra that night, so I won't be working, you could say, but I'll keep an eye out.
I'll just say, if you're looking for some contacts for the future, you know,
I'll be sure to bring my cards.
Grounds. Yeah. Lovely.
You know what, I'll just drop Floon's very handsome art again, so that we can see how glorious he is.
He's an handsome lad.
Also,
what do you think? What names did we have for the tavern, Fluke? It was I like the Shrugging Troll.
I like the Spectral Saloon.
The Spectral Saloon's the other one because we've got a ghost. But he's proper chill.
Oh, he's lovely.
Please don't banish him.
I quite like the Shrugging Troll, to be honest. It just sounds more like a pub.
Yeah.
The Spectral Saloon, you know, it's got a brand to it. Oh.
Ooh, Teetering Troll.
Teetering Troll. Piss Troll? I still quite like the image I put in the Discord general.
I'll upload that for next time. There he is.
Yeah, he's worth it.
As you're chatting,
that's growth, isn't it?
Tony's growth, absolutely. And that is exactly what I put into Google to find him. Because Rainier, he was supposed to look like Rainier, and Rainier is like red-headed and handsome. So I was like, all right.
God damn it, Rothfuss.
So there's at this point, Blackstaff Sapphire returns, holding kind of like all bundled up in her arms, like she doesn't have a proper container for them. 5 potions, like water breathing potions. Chucks them to each of you, and then just like looks at for one of you and just like pours them into your arms. It's like the guy, he couldn't find a bag, and all the boxes we keep them in are worth like 200 gold. I thought that was a little excessive.
Oh wow!
200 gold box.
I don't know why we have to line them all with platinum. I keep saying this is why our expenditures are so high, but I'm working on it.
I have to say, when I came here to see if you wanted to continue building a professional relationship. I didn't expect you to give me the coolest job ever.
Well, I mean...
See, we should have come back here sooner.
We got to go talk to a dragon.
To be fair, I was a little concerned. I've heard you've been throwing in with shadier sorts, and
we've been trying to build connections in the city, and some connections are more enthusiastic to be built than others.
Well, I'm happy to see you all back. I'd be careful with those Zentarum type. They're not... I've had friends who've gone down the direction of being the more, take money where you can find it, but I like to see heroes fostered, not just mercenaries.
Yeah, gangs are not good.
Gangs are not good. Then she kind of thinks for a moment about what a group of 5 people who kill stuff for money might be considered, and then just shrugs. Alright, well, you all I better send you all back off, and I can get back to my brunch.
Could you just remind me quickly where exactly the dragon is? Because I got really excited when you said dragon, and I didn't hear the next bit.
He's in the harbour.
In the harbour, okay.
Yes, dragons actually aren't able to enter Waterdeep normally, but I guess the harbour is something of a loophole.
Good, great.
I will check back in on you when we've got something to check in with.
Please do. And I will see you all at the grand opening of the Shrugging Troll. To be honest, I like... What was the other one? Did you had? I heard Shrugging Troll and something else?
Teetering Troll?
Teetering Troll.
I heard something about spectres. That one sounded...
Oh, yeah.
The Spectral Saloon.
The other one goes, but that doesn't really sound like a tavern. And she sits down with Floon and they begin to converse about which is better, the Shrugging Troll or the Spectral Saloon.
I make polite gestures and I withdraw.
Alright, when you open the door to leave, the door leads outwards onto a small alleyway just beside the Godcatcher, the massive statue with buildings built upon it.
Oh, this is so cool.
So are we out?
Yeah, if you go through the door, you're outside and you're in that part of town.
I just want to talk to my teammates quick.
Sure, Fluke, you're still flying.
Yes, Bruni? As soon as I flew past.
I think we need to make a good relationship with them and with the Lord's Alliance, because we could very well have been arrested over the last few days.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's not like I've grown up all like, oh yeah, the Lord, but I just also think Zents are really dodgy, and I just don't...
Now that I own a house in the suburbs, I'm all for the police.
Yeah.
I got mine now. I'm suddenly very interested in land rights.
I have one other thing. We cannot hide a brass dragon at the tavern.
No!
What if they really want to come?
I literally had that idea like quarter of an hour earlier. It's a cat.
As amazing as that would
how about a bronze still?
Are you sure? What if it's little and it can fit in Brian's bathtub?
Yeah, you could have a little friend.
Yeah.
I would very much like it, but we're going to have to be very careful how that may come about. We also have some dragon worshipping kobolds, if I know enough about kobolds.
Oh my god!
So you call it the bathing dragon.
We could end up with a weird power dynamic if we bring a dragon into the house amongst our employees.
Okay.
Just because I know I wasn't the only person thinking over the option, just wanted to get my concerns out there before we speak to him.
No, that is fair.
He'd be a bronze dragon, so he'd be lightning.
Yeah, lightning's not
just,
going to hurt anyone.
just live in a bathtub and call it the wet dragon. Be done with it. It's good.
The soggy dragon.
Soggy.
Soggy dragon!
The moist dragon.
Ew. Now it's ruined, thanks.
Thanks.
Moisture Drake.
Soggy dragon.
Moisture Drake!
So, yeah, you guys return home. Garrett, Earl and Brynny, your attempts to find Nimblewright never really work out. So I wasn't expecting the dragon. I could set something up quickly if you want to do the dragon thing, or we can go straight to the party. Would you guys want to do it before the party or after the party?
I think
That's a really tough question.
Yeah, I basically asked kind of. It doesn't really matter, in story-wise stuff. If you want, I could quickly set up something for the dragon now, or we could.
You can take a break if you want to for a while, and if you want
I'm
to.
just curious. Are you guys eager to the dragon like right now, or are you okay to do the party and do the dragon next time?
I
don't mind.
this is a dragon.
We know what dragon's going to happen, so it's going to be cool whenever.
It does feel like something we would tackle before if the opening's not for a few days.
Okay.
But no, honestly, it's up to you. Mate, if you want to.
No, it's fine. We'll
That's the other thing, man. Don't.
It's fine.
I sprung this on you. I did. I didn't expect it to be.
I half expected it. I always thought it was a chance you'd go see the Black Staff. Like, all I need to do is set up a water map. They're like the easiest maps in the game. Cool. Yeah, no, but what we'll do then, we'll take a quick 10-minute break because I need to pee anyway. And
That's how you're going to make the water map.
exactly.
She's just gonna take a normal map and just kind of like put it on the floor.
All right. Let's take a quick break, and I'll set up a new map, and we can all refresh our drinks and the like.
Yay!
So give me 10 minutes.